Hi, my name is Lorelei Nept, and I'm doing my presentation on a book called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus by John Gray. Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus is a book that states that the reason men and women encounter issues is because of a fundamental psychological difference between them. He uses the metaphor stating that each sex is from a different planet, therefore having drastic and incomparable methods of communication. John Gray, the author, says that when men and women are accustomed to their own societal functions and therefore incapable of trying to understand the other's world. The book highlights the contrast in loving, giving, and receiving, a point system in terms of favors, and reactions to stress among the sexes. Gray claims men are from Mars and women are from Venus, rendering them unable to understand one another. However, due to the ability for each sex to learn effective and understandable communication methods, men and women should be able to effortlessly communicate. Perception, listening, and message planning are imperative to reaching success in communication within any relationship. Gray uses in this book three main reasons as to why genders can't communicate: differences in giving and receiving love, the point system, and reactions to stress. However, Gray does not acknowledge the fact that there is a lack of perception, listening, message planning in these theories, which causes communication between the sexes to fail in his perspective. The first point that Gray makes is that he says that women and men react differently to stress, which may be true. He says, when men go to their cave, women have to leave Martians alone, and Martians are referred to as men. Stress for women is that they want to talk about their problems, and they want men to listen and support them or give them empathy. And Gray's solution to this is that just talk about it at the right time. Yes, well, talk about it at the right time, but no, women do not need to simply leave Martians alone when stress and conflict occurs. Peer-reviewed article, Interpersonal Perception and Communication Satisfaction as a Function of Argumentativeness and Ego Involvement, makes an excellent point on the ego. We all think our way is the right way when we're handling stress. This is our ego talking, and we are very ready to argue that we're right. So the Martian can argue, I need my time, and the woman can argue, this needs to be resolved now. However, the article continues to say that one must perceive the situation alongside your counterpart, touch bases, then move forward to have a satisfying and constructive resolution to your stress, as opposed to Gray's idea to simply talk about it at the right time. This leads to tension on both parties, the woman wondering, now can I talk? And the Martian stewing perhaps for too long in his stress. Both sexes are capable in touching bases at the beginning of their stress and moving forward to form the best possible agreement. For the second, that men and women receive love differently, Gray says that men need to receive trust, acceptance, appreciation, admiration, approval, and encouragement. Women need to receive caring, understanding, respect, devotion, and validation, and reassurance. These are primary needs, and vice versa for the opposite, for which those are secondary needs. He continues to say that a man commonly makes the mistake of thinking that once he's met all of the woman's primary love needs and that she feels happy and secure, that she should know from then on that she is loved. And for women, the secret of empowering a man is to never try to change him or improve him. The best way to help a man grow is to let go of trying to change him in any way. The first issue in the first part is the key word thinking for men's mistakes. This is a complete assumption. The second is that one should never try to change him or improve him. This is completely unconstructive. Peer-reviewed article, Listening and Feedback, Two Essentials for Interpersonal Communication, explains clearly that if you listen to your partner, then you can provide appropriate and useful feedback, which is essential for the success of interpersonal communication. If a man listens to his partner, he doesn't need to assume he had met her needs or that she is happy and secure. He will know. If a woman listens to her partner and finds a constructive criticism would be helpful in a particular situation, she can provide feedback and not need to worry that she's going to face repercussion. The listen and feedback loop are essential to communication, and Gray fails to recognize this simple fact. The last point is that Gray uses something that he calls a point system. He says women uses point system, where each act of love gets 1 point, regardless of magnitude. Men, on the other hand, assign bigger acts, smaller acts, smaller points. So larger acts receive bigger blocks of points, like say 20, 30, 40 points, and they go on and they consider those bigger acts of love. The different perception of expenditure, as Gray uses, leads to conflict when the man thinks his work has earned him like 20 points and deserves a good amount of recognition, while the woman may not agree. There's also the idea that a man can do one big thing, scoring 50 points, and do not much else, assuming that he had banked points and converted to coast along. Instead, the woman would rather have perhaps maybe littler things done on a regular basis. Because the women like to think that their men are thinking of them more constantly. Now, this is an issue that is very easily resolved with message planning. I'm using the Holman textbook for this portion of my information. But if you plan out the message you want, considering your environment, your partner's personality, and any outside factors, one should easily be able to tell how your partner receives their points. Do they like constant gratification or every once in a while? Use message planning to ask if this might be a difficult subject. In other words, communicate, plan out what you want to say, know how you feel, and apply it appropriately, and this shouldn't be a problem. In conclusion, Gray does not consider the use of perception, listening, and message planning when creating his theories. All people, regardless of sex, can learn effective and meaningful communication. The 3 topics he chooses to discuss and his full opinion, the point system, giving and receiving love, and reactions to stress, are not accurately reflected in real communication, and he doesn't give realistic solutions. He basically just tells you how to tiptoe around your partner. That's no good. Here are real constructive advice on how to apply perception, message planning, listening, and feedback to really know how you can provide the best possible environment for your partner and yourself and a sturdy relationship. Thank you for listening. That's my presentation on Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. I hope you learned a lot. Thanks.